afternoon. This is situation number 7, pumpkin weights. What we have is a table. We have a table. And how we're going to use this information to come up with a description, an equation, and a graph. The first thing we're going to look at is the change in y, which is the weight, over the change of x, which are the pumpkins. So we have the pumpkins and we have the weight. Right? Our change in y, or the weight, is going up by 8. And our change in the pumpkins is every 5 that we go up, we have 5 pumpkins that weigh 8 pounds. Not 5 pumpkins that weigh 8 pounds each, but 5 pumpkins that weigh 8 pounds. Right, so we're going to take this information and we're going to graph it. So we're going to start off with our 0, 0 right here, which is our x, and our y. And our x is number of pumpkins, and our y is our weight in pounds. As you can see, we're going through the 0, 0, which is our origin. So we're going to start our dot right there. And we're going to go from there to, and we're going to number these, so 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. And then we'll just start here. Since they're going up in 8s, we can start with 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. Right? And so as we go up 8, we're going to come over 5, up 8, so up 8 and over 5, up 8 and over 5, up 8 and over 5, up 8 and over 5. This gives us our line in our graph. So our y, or equation, is based off of y equals, right, our mx plus b. Well, we don't have a b, so we're not going to use the b this time. We don't have anything that's going up the y-axis that is on the y-axis except for the 0. So we're going to keep that as plus 0. Right, but our y is actually the weight, and that is equal to the number of pumpkins, right, or $1.60, right, $1.60 times the number of pumpkins. Right, where did I get the $1.60 from? Well, I took the change over the change, right? So the change of y over the change of x, which is 8 over 5. And we divide 8 by 5, we get $1.60. So that's what we're going to use. And our description is that each pumpkin weighs 1 3/5 pounds, or 1.6 pounds. I believe I answered number 8 in class. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. So we have a graph that shows us some numbers that when we graphed it, we went from 100, we went up 4 and over 100, up 4 and over 100, up 4 and over 100, up 4 and over 100. So because I'm going up 4 and over 100, then my change of y is up 4, and my change of x is by 100. Okay, well, I don't have a 50 and or a 0, so I'm going to have just a 0 right here. That's where I started from. That is where I started from. Alright, so we're going to go from 0, but my first number is actually 100. I know that 100 is the 4 here. I know that for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just put in my 4. And then at 200, right, at 200 I have an 8. So I'm going to line that in. And my change is 50 every time. 50 every time. But what is my change here? Well, my change is 4 over 100. It told me what it was. I went 4 up and over 100. Well, that is equal to a 2 over 50. Right, so 2 over 50, and that is equal to 1 over 25. So we're going to go 2, 4, 6, and we're moving up 2 each time, and all the way to 10. So this is where I get my change of y, which is the 1 here, over the change of x, which is 1 over 25. And that looks like as a y equals mx plus b. We don't really have a b because we went through the origin. We're at 0. So our y is equal to, right, 1 over 25x. Or we can put x over 25. Number of miles driven divided by number of gallons used. Right? Number of miles over. So I said that incorrectly. I meant the number of gallons over the number of miles driven. So we have an imaginary 1 there, so it's really 1 over 25 times x, or x over 25. So if we go 4 gallons, then we should have 100 miles that we drive. Right, so here's that my car uses 1 gallon of gas for every 25 miles I drive. Number 9. So at the football game, they expect that every 4 people who attend the game, the concession stand will sell 3 hot dogs. So every time we go into a game, we got 4 people going, right? Well, what are our people? Our people is our attendance, right? And that's our x. And this is y. So my x is 4 and my y is 3. So I have y is equal to 3/4 x, or y is equal to 0.75 x. So I'm going to spend 75 cents, or I'm sorry, I'm going to buy 3/4 of a attendance person, really. Okay, so our change over here is 400. So each time we go up 400. But what is our change over here? Well, we went to 400, so we had an attendance of 400. Right, and I buy 3 hot dogs for every 4 people. So if I buy 40 hot dogs, 40 people show up, and I'm going to buy 30. And if 400 people show up, I'm going to buy 300 hot dogs. So here I'm going to have 300 hot dogs. Now, 0 people show up. Guess what? We sell nothing. So now we're going up by 300. So the next one is 300, so we're going to go to 600, because the next one was 400, and every 400 I'm going to buy 300 hot dogs. So this is 9, 12, and 1500. So when we go down here to put it on display, right in our graph, we got 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 1,800, and that's attendance. And then on the other side, basically going up. So we'll just use 200 as well. So 200, 400. Actually, we can just go up by threes since we're using 300 every time. So 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1500, 1800. Right, so, and that is our hot dogs. So we got 400 people showing up, and we're selling 300 hot dogs. We got 600 people showing up, and we're selling, I'm sorry, 800 people showing up, and we're selling 600 hot dogs. We got 1,200 people showing up, so we're going to sell 900 hot dogs. We got 1,500 people showing up, so we're going to sell not 1,500, but we have 1,600, right? So 1,600. So if I went to, all right, so I wrote those numbers down a little bit wrong, but now I got them right. So I got 1,600 here instead of 15. So we're going to go 1,600, and we're going to sell 1,200. So that goes right there. So 1,200 sold 900, 1,600 sold 1,200, and then we're going to go to 2,000, and we're going to sell 1,500. All right, so let's start with 0 here, and we'll just make our line as best as possible. All right, number 10. We're doing Fahrenheit, right? So we have degrees Celsius and an equation. So our equation says that we have a plus 32. So when Celsius is 0, we have a 1.8 times 0, and that is plus 32. So when this is 0, we're just adding 32 degrees then. So 32 goes here. So when Celsius is 20, so we're going to change the 0 to 20. We're going to multiply that out, and we get 36 here plus 32, and that gives us 68. So our difference is that for every time we're going up 36. So 36, 36, 36, 36. So all right, we'll fill those in, and now we're just moving up 20 every time here. 20, 20, 20, 20, and 20. And that gives us the change of y over the change of x, which should be 36 over 20. And if we break that down, 36 over 20 is equal to, and that equals to 1.8. That is where we get our 1.8 in our equation, or our M. Right, so in order to convert from degrees Celsius, sorry, not degrees Fahrenheit, but degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit, we multiply by 1.8, then add 32. Get this out of the way. So we multiply by 1.8 and add 32. Now in order to graph this, we can start out at 10 here, 20, 30, 40, and then we'll start up here and we'll go, this is 0, 0, 20, 40, 60, and so on, right? And so at 0, right here, we're going to go up to 32. So 30 is about halfway, so we're going to say about a little more than halfway is 32. just making a guesstimate. Now, when we're at 20, we're going over to 20, we're going to go up to 68. So that's 70 is about right here. So we're just going to go a little bit below 70. And that's an actual 80. It's not 70. All right, and so at 40, we're going to go to 104. So we're just going to go a little bit above the 100, and we're just going to say that's good enough for our graph. Right, we want that as best as possible. Okay, that'll do it for number 10. All right, number 11, talking about euros to dollars, right? So our y is equal to mx plus b. Well, our y is euros, right? And our x is dollars. And we got to find out how much we're going to multiply by. Well, it shows that we're at 0, 0, so we don't have a plus b. So the plus b is gone. Our y-intercept is gone. Right, and so if you just graph these, right, we'll put some numbers down here. So we'll put 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then we'll go up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and we'll graph 5 and 6, which is 5 for x and 6 for y. And so we're just going to go a little bit above the 5 on the 5x and the 6y. All right, and then from there we're going to go 10 to 12. So we're just going to go a little bit above the 10. And then at 15 we're going to 18. So we're going to go a little bit below the 20. And then at 20 we're going to 24, which is barely below. And so that gives us something that goes through the origin. But we still don't know what we're multiplying by. So we have to do what's called the change of y over the change of x. So the change of y over, which is 5 over here, and 6 on the other side. So we're doing 6 over 5, which is actually 1.2. So we're taking $1.20 and multiplying it by the US dollar. So if I have $5 of US money, I'm going to multiply that and get $6 euros. All right, so to convert from dollars to euros, multiply dollars by 1.2. All right, we're going to go to number 12. And if you take a picture on your phone, right, and send it to actually just take a picture and show it to me tomorrow, right, of number 12, and then of the stuff I'm doing, I will give you 5 extra points on your quiz. Alright, number 12, we're dealing with circle circumference. You guys do not know this yet, but we're going to teach it to you. Right, y is equal to mx, right? Well, the m happens to be 3.14, and I'll show you how we got that. So, but your circumference is equal to 3.14 times diameter. So your diameter is your x that's changing. Okay? And so, as you look on here, we got from 8 to 25, right? So I went from 8, right? So I went 25 up. So 25 up and 8 over to get to this point right here. So 25 up to 8 over is equal to Now it shows that we're at 3.125, but when you guys learn this, you're going to actually learn that circumference is 3.14, right? And so at 0, well, obviously we have a 0 there, but at 5 we went up to 15.7 and 31.40, 37.68, and 62.80. And when I used the 3.125, like I told y'all about in class, then I got 15.625 here. And then your 3.125, so I actually changed this to 3.125 just to give y'all a better understanding, right? And so when I did that times 10, I got 31.25. And then at 12, I got 37.5. And at 20, I got 62, so 62.5. Alright, so on a description it says the circumference of a circle is equal to its diameter multiplied by pi, which is equal to 3.14. And we'll learn that in a week or so. Have a nice evening.